What up, guys? So, boy here once again, classic way of speaking. Know how we do it. We simplify the complicated. All right, so we're going to begin with our pre-market analysis, starting on CAD GPY. Let's start. Now, CAD GPY, we are beginning the analysis on a 3 months time frame. Let's start breaking it down. All right. So, on the monthly time frame or the 3 months time frame of CAD GPY, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and then the lower zone. What else do we see here on this time frame? Number one, we are seeing sell pressure from this resistance level, pushing the market all the way to the downside. Now the question is, where is the sell pressure heading to on the 3 months? On the 3 months, this sell pressure is coming all the way down to the next support level. Why do I think so? That sellers will be able to push the market back to this support level? It is very simple. First of all, I'm seeing number one, bearish engulfing candle close. Number two, another bearish engulfing candle close over here. So these two bearish engulfing candle closes means that there's more sell pressure than buyers, which means that sellers are going to push the market all the way back to this support level. So in that case, what are we going to do? We are only going to be finding selling opportunities all the way back to this support level. All right. Now, once we understand the direction, let's take you through the other time frames and also break it down in the same manner. All right. So taking it to the 1 month time frame of CAD GPY. Okay, so this is also CAD GPY on the monthly time frame. Now, the monthly time frame of CAD GPY, let's add more meaning to this technical analysis. All right, so if you look at the monthly time frame, we also do have the monthly upper zone and then the monthly lower zone. Now, the monthly, we are seeing that there's a break below this monthly support level to the downside, given as a push. After a push, what happens? Retest after retest, we expect continuation moves to move the market back to this support level. So CAD GPY, this is exactly where sellers will see enough sell pressure to bring the market all the way down, and that is also where we are going to locate our entry to sell all the way to the downside on CAD GPY. So CAD GPY, without further ado, let's take it again to the weekly time where we can add another meaning to this analysis. All right, so on to the weekly. Okay, so this is also the weekly time frame of CAD GPY. Now, CAD GPY on the weekly time frame, we're also going to break it down like we did with the other pairs or with the other time frames. Now, on the weekly, we have the weekly support level or mid-range. What do we see on the weekly? On the weekly, we are seeing a downtrend supporting the movement to the downside. Where is the downtrend? This was a push to the downside. We give us what? Lower low. We saw what? Lower high. But what happened? Price came down, couldn't break below, giving us equal low, and this also equal high. There should be more sell pressure to push the market all the way to the downside. So CAD GPY, we are expecting sell pressure from here to push the market continuously to the next 3 months support level, as we already talked about on the higher time frame. All right, now let me take it again to the daily time frame where we can add another meaning to this analysis. All right, so this is also the daily time frame of CAD GPY. Now, CAD GPY on the daily time frame, it is much more simpler to understand here on the daily. All right, on the daily, we have the daily upper zone and then the daily lower zone. What I can clearly see over here on the daily time frame is a break of structure or a reversal formation. Where is it? Look at this. Price gave us a higher high here, came down for higher low, went up to create a new higher high. After the next high, we couldn't continuously push the upside, but instead, what did it do? What did it do? Let's look at what it did. It broke below to give us what? Lower low. You see lower high. We should go all the way to a downside in that manner. So CAD GPY, this beautiful structure here is a head and shoulder formation representing what? A reversal also to the downside. So the daily is also giving us the assurance that indeed we are moving all the way to the downside. All right, let me take it again to the 4 hour time where we can prepare for entry here to the downside. And even here on the day time, we can place the price has given us for the pin bar, which are all indicating a small sell pressure to push the market further to the downside. So CAD GPY onto the 4 hour time frame to prepare for entry. Okay, so this is CAD GPY on the 4 hour time frame, and this is exactly how we are going to pick our entry to the downside on this play. Let's explain the 4 each quickly and then move to the next pair. All right, now if you look at the 4 hour time frame, this was the bigger picture that we saw on the daily. Let me show you guys. Okay, this was the bigger picture that we saw on the daily time frame, representing what? The head and shoulder formation. All right, we know that we are dropping all the way down. But here on the 4 hour time frame, we also see a smaller picture. Where is that picture? Another head and shoulder formation over here, indicating that what? Price is also going to sell on the 4 each all the way to the downside in that simple manner. So CAD GPY, we are looking for entry confirmation here, which is going to come in as a result of what? A bearish engulfing candle, a significant pin bar, or an evening star. We'll see over here before we sell all the way to a downside on this space. So CAD, this is our full and complete technical analysis. Once we need to pick our entry, riding on candle confirmation, TP1 will be on the next one for our mid-range zone. Once we TP1, we move stop loss to entry, go to reach our final target also. So that's also for CAD. Let's move to the next pair on the list. Alright, so the next pair on the list is going to be USDCHF. Let's go all the way to USDCHF. Alright, so USDCHF, I'm also looking for an opportunity to sell, but I'll take my time and explain this setup to you guys on USDCHF. So USDCHF, let's take it all the way to a 3M time frame and then start with the analysis. Okay, so this is also USDCHF on a 3 months time frame. I'm going to explain it thoroughly like I usually do. You guys know how we do it. Alright, so 3M on USDCHF, let's start with the explanation. Now over here, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, the lower zone, and let's call this another lower zone. Okay, now over here on the 3 months time frame, you can see that price has managed to break below this strong support level to the downside. So you can see that there's a clear break over here. We came all the way around here. Clear breaking above at this level. So this tells us that our sellers are in control since they are trading beneath the support level here on the monthly time frame. And since sellers are beneath the support level, what we are looking for is selling opportunities to the downside. Alright, now without further ado, let's take it again to weekly, the monthly time frame and have another close explanation. So from here, we can now understand about sellers are in control. They are pushing the market up. What else do we do? Let's go all the way to the monthly time frame to add another meaning to this analysis. Alright, so this is the monthly time frame of USDCHF. Now USDCHF on the monthly time frame, over here we can see the break below very clear. So you can see that price broke below the support level very clearly to the downside. Okay, so after break below, we can see that it went all the way a little bit up. For retest, it is seeing sell pressure at the moment. Alright, so sellers are still in control here on the monthly. We're going to see more sell pressure bring the market to the downside. But how do we sell? Let's take it further to the weekly time frame to add another meaning. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame of USDCHF, and the weekly is going to make a lot of sense to us. Okay, now if we talk about the weekly, okay, this area on the weekly, look at this. On the weekly time frame, we have the weekly upper and the weekly lower. So let's explain the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, you can see a push a downside, which is lower low. You can see retest, which is lower high. Then after that, what happens next? Continuation push, new lower low, new lower high. The cycle may continue in that manner to a downside. So if you look closely, since the weekly is in a downtrend, then that means it is supporting the overall direction of the market. And you can see that after lower low and then lower high, price has even given us an evening star candle confirmation over here, which is a clear indication that we are indeed dropping to the downside. So USDCHF, we are looking for entry at the lower high here to continuously sell to the downside on this pair. Let's take it again to the daily time frame to add another meaningful meaning. Alright, so this is also the daily time frame of USDCHF. Now USDCHF on the daily time frame, let's add our meaning and then move forward. Alright, so on the daily time frame, we have the daily mid-range zone over here. What has happened to the daily? On the daily, we can see a beautiful downtrend. Alright, so price broke below previous highs over here to give us a lower low. You see lower high, very good goodness, continuation move all the way to the downside. This is also another beautiful structure which we call the head and shoulder formation. So we have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. We should drop all the way to the downside on USDCHF. So USDCHF, this is also a beautiful setup bringing us all the way to the downside. Now remember, price is currently on the daily support level. So we cannot pick sell now unless there's a break below retest and then we go the way down. Let me take you to a 4 time frame and explain this entry very well. Alright, so this is the 4 time frame of USDCHF, and this is exactly how we are going to pick our entry to the downside. It is very simple. Let's explain. Alright, so USDCHF on the 4 time frame. What else do we see over here as well? Now, on the 4H time frame, we could see that price managed to give us a push, breaking out of this zone, lower low, lower high. What happens next? Equal low, equal lower high. Price is dropping all the way to the downside. So here you can see there's double confirmation over here. When price manages to break below this daily support level with a push, we wait for the retest, and then we sell all the way to the downside. So USDCHF, this is what we're waiting for, a push to the downside, a retest, and then entry confirmation all the way down. So this is a beautiful setup on what USDCHF. Now mind you, buyers or sellers should be able to break below this strong level of sensitivity. So once there's a break below, the retest of it, and then we enter all the way to the downside. If price fails to break below and then sees back pressure from what here to the upside, then this setup becomes what invalid as well. All right. So let's take it again to the next pair on our list. What is going to be the next pair on our list? All right. Next pair on our list is going to be US oil. Let's talk about US oil. US oil. I'm also looking for an opportunity to sell on this pair. But why do I want to sell on USDCHF or US oil? Let's take it to a 3 months time frame and then begin from there. We need to get the understanding of the overall before we can be looking for entries into that direction. Okay, yes, I always want to see the overall direction so that once I'm doing the analysis, it becomes very easy for me. All right, so this is also the 3 months time frame of US oil. We have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and then the lower zone. Price has been able to break below the middle zone of the 3 months. So this over here is a clear break, meaning that sellers are in control. They are definitely going to push the market all the way to a downside. And even here on the 3 months time frame, I can see that there's an evening star candle confirmation over here, which are all indications that sellers are in control. They are indeed moving the market to where? To the downside as well. All right. Now let's take it further to the monthly time frame and add more meaning. Now we understand that our price is going down, so let's take it to the monthly time frame to add another meaning on this pair. All right, so this is also the monthly time frame of US oil. Now US oil on the monthly time frame, let's add another meaning. All right, so we have the monthly upper zone and then the monthly lower zone. Price has been able to break below the strong support level of the monthly. Now this support level was very strong because it kept rejecting price over and over. But finally, sellers have been able to break below with a push. After a push, it has given us a retest that we need. Then from there, it should drop all the way to the downside. So US oil, we are expecting more sell pressure from this resistance level to move the market to the downside. Let me take it again to a weekly time where I can add another meaning for you guys. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame of US oil. Now US oil on the weekly time frame, let's add one more meaning. Alright, so the weekly time frame, we have what? A weekly push and downside, which was a lower low, weekly exhaustion, lower high, weekly push equal what? Low, equal high, press with price goodness, drop all the way to a downside. So you can see that what? There's more sell pressure after the second touch of this one. Level giving us what? This one. Pin bars indicate that there's more sell pressure to move the market all the way to the downside. And if you look closely, this candle can even be termed as what? As an evening star candle confirmation, bringing in sell pressure that what sellers needs to push the market to the downside. So US oil, we are also done here with the weekly time frame. Let's take it again to the daily time frame to add more understanding. All right. So this is the daily time frame of US oil. Now US oil in the daily time frame, another meaning, very quick. On the daily, we have the daily upper zone and then the daily lower zone as usual. Now, price is seeing a lot of sell pressure from this monthly resistance level continuously. Anytime there's contact made, sell pressure comes in and then move the market all the way to the downside. But we're also seeing that what? There's buy pressure on this support level, which is also preventing sellers from continuously dropping all the way to the downside. Now, since we are looking for an opportunity to sell, what are we going to do? We are going to be expecting sellers to continue this move to the downside by breaking below this support level with a push, retest, and then we can sell all the way to the downside in that manner. So US oil, sellers should be able to break below the daily, retest, and then we have our entry all the way down. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame and then talk about the entry very quick. Alright, so this is also the 4-hour time frame of US oil. Now US oil, on this 4-hour time frame, this is how we are going to pick our entry to the downside. Okay, this is how we're going to pick our entry. Let's explain the 4H now. On the 4-hour time frame, okay, this is that strong level of what? Buy support that we saw on the day time frame, preventing sellers from what? Breaking below. But over here on the 4-hour time frame, I do think that what? It's about time sellers break below. Why am I saying that? Because look at this structure over here. What happened? Right shoulder or left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is what? a reversal formation over here, which should be able to reverse the market continuously to the downside. So with this one reversal formation, I'm expecting sellers to come in strong by breaking below this support level to give us a push to the downside, which will become a lower low. Then we wait for lower high, candle confirmation, we sell all the way to a downside on US oil. So US oil, this is also a full and complete technical analysis. What will potentially make this particular seller invalid? That is, if sellers are unable to break below this support level to the downside, and instead we see buy pressure coming from here to move the market up again, then this seller becomes invalid for entry because we know that sellers were not strong enough to continuously sell it all the way to the downside. So that's also for US oil. Let's move on to the last on the list, which is going to be gold. Let's go to gold. Let's go to gold. All right. So this is gold. Good. I'm going to begin the analysis from the daily time frame very quick. Let me go to a weekly. I just want to show you guys the candle formation on the weekly before I come to daily to do the analysis for you. All right. So gold on the weekly time frame, I'm going to show you a particular candle, okay, which is giving in more buy strength to move the market to the upside. All right. So if you look at gold here on the weekly time frame, let's look at the candle formations over here. The first time, price give us what? Look at this. This is a very strong evening star candle confirmation, but this evening star couldn't move the market anywhere. Secondly, buyers came in to give us a bullish engulfing candle. It didn't also move the market anywhere. Then thirdly, we are seeing another bullish engulfing candle close over here. So we have two bullish engulfing candle close over here. Look at it. Look at it very carefully. Guys, I want you guys to understand something over here. Right? Okay, this is a bearish engulfing candle. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, let's take it closely. Bullish engulfing candle close. Bullish engulfing candle close. Where do you think price is going? To the upside. And then we can clearly see our sellers as we come all the way down to fail the middle or to reach the middle of the bullish engulfing candle close, which is definitely going to push the market all the way to the downside. Okay, you know that every bullish engulfing candle close on a higher time frame is a push. Okay, whether it's a bearish, if it's a bearish engulfing candle, it's a push to the downside. If it's a bullish engulfing candle, it's a push to the upside. So after a push what happens, we test continuation push all the way up, which will come and fill the middle, just like what we are seeing over here. All right, yes, simple as that. So here, buyers are in bullish engulfing. Hold on, bullish engulfing candle. We are definitely moving all the way to the upside. All right, let me take it all the way to the daily time frame and then we do the analysis very quick on the daily. All right, so this is the daily time frame of gold. Now, gold on the daily time frame, let's put meaning into it. Hold on. Let's put meaning into the gold charts. All right, so what is happening on gold? Now, gold on the daily time frame, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and then the lower zone. Price is in an uptrend on the daily time frame. Daily push the upside, higher high. Daily exhaustion, higher low. Daily continuation push, new higher high. Another higher low. Price failed to break above, giving us what? Equal high. Then equal low as well. What happens next? And then move all the way to the upside. So you can clearly see that what? This is what? A push to the upside on this daily time frame. Okay, and this is the what? The exhaustion. After that, there should be a continuation move further to the upside. Okay, so we know that there's buy pressure from here, which is definitely pushing the market all the way to the upside. But let's take it to a forward time frame where we can add a very beautiful meaning before the entry to the upside. All right, so this is the forward time frame of gold. Now, gold on the forward time frame, let's add another meaning to this also. So this is how we're going to pick our entry. We're looking for a buy, of course, to the upside. Let's explain the forward time frame. Let's explain. So if you look closely at the forward time frame, we have the full H upper zone and then the full H lower zone as well. Price is in an uptrend on the forward time. This is where the uptrend began. Okay, this is where the uptrend began very beautifully. We saw a push the upside, higher low, higher high, or higher high, higher low. Push again, new higher high, new higher low. Price give us equal highs over here, equal higher low, and then from here we are seeing bubbles trying to push the market on the way to the upside. But there's something I want you guys to understand over here. Look at this. Apart from this support level being a strong level of buy pressure, we are also seeing a reversal formation. Look at this. This is also a head and shoulder formation over here. So there are two reasons or three reasons why we are picking an entry here on the 4H. Look at this. The first reason is price is in an uptrend. This is an uptrend. That's number one. Number two is that price is on a strong level of buy pressure. Strong level of buy pressure. Number 3 is that price has given us what a reversal formation, which is what this head and shoulder formation. So everything clearly here on the 4-hour time frame states that price should be definitely, or price should be moving all the way to the upside. So gold, this is our formation, and then we can clearly see that there's also some pin bars over here, which are indicating that buyers are present. They are going to push the market all the way to the upside. So good, this is our full and complete technical analysis. Okay, this is a trade that we are in from last week, as it was last Friday. Yes, so we take an entry here Friday before market close. So immediately market opens, we expect the market to move in to our favor and then give us the profit that we need. All right. So if you haven't joined my free signals group, make sure to click the link on the description, or the link in the description, and then join my free signals group as well. Thank you for watching in. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and also like this video if it has been helpful to you as well. Thank you for coming in. Stay classy, trade classy, guys. Peace. I'm out.